Okay, why are we... Okay, good evening, everybody. Getting warmed up here. Had kind of an interesting um, thing happen shortly before um, I came on air, and so I'm a little bit disorganized. Um, Tim Holmseth uploaded a huge file to the internet, or at least released it for distribution. And I've been going through it document by document, and it's kind of amazing what's in there. I cannot distribute this file because it's got a lot of information in there that's not supposed to be public. But um, one thing I found that Tim Holmes has done is he put these files up and he didn't redact a thing. There are people's telephone numbers, people's addresses, people's emails, people's combination of their online name and their personal name. I mean, he put it all out there. Uh, I don't know how many people downloaded this, and I don't even know if it's still up on his YouTube channel. It was up on Randy Erickson's channel for a while. The link to the YouTube account, Tim Holmseth had put up a link to it, and it's all disappeared. Now the only thing I haven't done is gone to the YouTube channel to see if it's still linked there. But I have it all. And it's just, I would have to look. It's 1,560 pages of files. So he put everything on the internet. So I now have 1,560 files generated by Tim Holmseth. And it's, what I find strange about it is he has put information in here that proves everything everybody has said about him, being a liar, harasser, and stuff about his background that's completely unbelievable. His wife actually filed a complaint, or not his wife, but the mother of his son filed a complaint that he was sleeping in bed with a gun even when his child was there. And there's been all kinds of stuff. Let's see, filed a police report against Levi Page of all things. But it's the amount of stuff that's generated. I mean, this guy, he must have spent every waking moment filing complaints and, just didn't have a life. But the information that's been generated from these documents is unreal. Information that I've been looking for years is contained in these documents. He's put up all kinds of information. Why he did this, why he didn't edit it, I don't know. But it's, he put it out there. It's not anybody's fault but his own. So all this stuff is now out in the public. Tim Holmseth calls via 911 911 to report he had just been over twice by a car. The driver of the vehicle was officers respondable. ALTRU was sent as he did not know if he was hurt or not. Tim Holmseth refused transport. Now, it's funny, none of this has ever come up on any of his blogs that the mother of one of his children tried to run him over twice with a car. And since he refused transport by an ambulance, I don't know how many people can get run over by a car and walk away from it. It must be one of these balloon cars or something. But weird shit like this is what he reports to the police. He's got her initial complaint report here on 2011, and the complainant is his son. Well, it's according to this police report, the victim name, and it's his son, and it's got linked suspect Timothy Charles Holmseth. And so, trying to figure out what he was charged with. Hispanic? Huh. But again, Timothy Charles Holmseth puts all this out here. For now, we know the birth date and name of his son. We know his race. I mean, God, what an idiot. I mean, he could have redacted this stuff. And there are all kinds of useful information in these documents. Okay. Oh, this is a child abuse. This was a child abuse complaint against Tim Holmseth. Mother of child reports that she received a call that blank Holmseth was at his father's residence over the weekend. When blank returned to his mother's home, she noticed bruises on his arms. Blank interviewed, and he stated that he got the bruises from his father. Pictures were taken of the bruises. So we have here, the dogs are fine. Wrong dogs. On 9/19/2011, Lieutenant Rodney Hijack interviewed Tim Holmseth in reference to the bruises that were on his son's arm. Mr. Holmseth stated he loved his son and would never hurt him. I showed Mr. Holmseth a picture of the bruises, and he stated they may have happened on the evening of 9/9/2011 when he had to go to the racetrack and pick up his son. Mr. Holmseth stated that his ex-wife was at the racetrack and Hoff wanted to stay with her, and there were problems that were arising from her being there. He stated that son did not want to go into his car seat, and so on and so forth. Mr. Holmseth stated that it was dark and he feared that would get hurt running away from the apartment complex, and he grabbed him by the shirt collar and brought him back into the apartment. He did not think he grabbed him by the arm, but it may have happened. Now, what is interesting about this is, the kid had bruises on his arms. Holmseth claimed to have grabbed him by the shirt collar. He can't explain how the bruises on the arm got there. And lucky for him, the cop couldn't find enough evidence and let it go. But, But he's got all kinds of stuff in here, and he's violated the court order because he's got stuff about Kim Picasio all over these documents. And what's this now? Yeah, I just keep going through. So he didn't get run over by the car. She accidentally backed into him. So he exaggerated his story. So, he didn't get run over by any car he got bumped into. Another lie. And it's his own paperwork. Oh, yeah. Lady, I don't know if you heard, but I've got 1,600 pages of documents that I just downloaded. All about Tim Holmseth. And you're in the documents. He actually sent police reports about you. It's amazing, the stuff this is the most information I've ever seen come out of this. There's some duplicates to files that I have, but a lot of this stuff. Oh. Wonder why he blocked out all this information, but he gave me enough. Because this is well, that's interesting. What? Now how? Oh, he found my police report. And he said I didn't. This is the guy that did the threat against me. I filed a complaint against him. And interesting. I wonder why he didn't put up the police. There's a follow-up I made to this. He didn't put it up. Interesting. Harassing communication. Yeah, that's the complaint I filed. So that's, he told me, yeah, well, I hadn't intended to talk about Tim tonight until this document dump happened. But Tim did a very stupid thing. Oh, he put up the transcript of when I called the East Grand Forks Police Department to talk about that fake tire. Huh. Well, I got my name in his files. Yeah, he actually claimed that I never filed a police report. Well, he just put it up. Oh, Timmy, you've lied with your own words. But yeah, that's the death threat this Malik character made against me. Yeah. What's funny is right after I made this police report, Timothy blocked me from his Facebook page. He was scared because I had filed against this guy. But now that he sent me this police report, I know what to look for. I can get the police report without all the stuff redacted out of it. Yeah, I know. I probably should, but I don't know. I'm getting to the point where he. Oh, thank you, Timmy. I got his license number, and that's transferred to the new car. What a moron! Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's fascinating to go through all of these. I guess he had a backup done of his hard drive. He's got a thing here from Geek Squad. Books, ledgers, notes, and records pertain to the violation of amended order of injunction against repeat violence dated September 19, 2011. Wow, this is all stuffed in. My God, what an idiot. Boy, he's not. Who the hell sent that? Hmm. Oh, Flood of Noah. That's Timmy's old. Execute. Oh, he's got the stuff from Radio News on here. Oh God, I've been looking for this stuff for years. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, what an idiot. He's got all the Radio News stuff on here. And then he's got Op Exposed TH on here. Boy, he. I don't know why he tagged me. I'm going to have to... This is all on that Holmseth page. And I'm not paying too much attention to the chat because I'm going through. Well, what happened? No, Tim didn't send me any of this. What happened is he made a post on his Facebook account and said that massive data file dump, deep state, and then Randy put it over on that the task force page they've got on YouTube, and there's a link in there to download it, and I went ahead and I immediately downloaded it, and it's 1,560 pages of photocopied and printouts and stuff like that apparently Timmy made. Hi, GS. So I'm going through it, and this is like a history. He's got the Exposing Timothy Holmseth blog. He's got from Levi, I guess, Haley Cummings, conspiracy author, ordered to take psychological exam. And goes through the entire article about that. So that was something by Levi. He's got a thing up here by Radio. And what's funny about this is back when I was defending Tim. And he's put it right here in black and white that actually at one time that I had defended him. And Radio News came after me. And this is the article that Radio wrote about me that got it all started. I'm trying to think of how I can... I've got this on something I don't think I can take a screenshot of it. Because this is... I'm gonna try a controlled print screen on this, because this is something that I had claimed before. And no, it didn't print screen. This is amazing. Radio's as much of a liar as Tim Holmseth, but this is where when I started defending Tim Holmseth, because I mistakenly thought that he was being wronged, Radio tore into me, and she was largely responsible for ruining my life, and here it is in black and white. You know, and Tim... And she gives me a warning about defending Tim Holmseth. File no warning to you, Mert. If you pull this shit again, there will not be enough band-aids in the Western Hemisphere to stop the bleeding of your gaping virtual wounds when I get finished with you. And she went through on our promise. It said right here in Tim Holmseth's paperwork, he publishes the price I paid for getting involved in this. You know, all because I wanted to give Tim Holmseth the benefit of the doubt, and this is the price I paid for it. I lost everything because of this. Oh my God, he's got everything here. The stuff Executioner wrote, Radio News, all the on her blog that she did before she deleted it all. Oh, this is stuff I've been looking for months. Beware, Haley Cummings scam being run by Tim Holmseth. Oh my God. Op shut down Holmseth again. Oh, the Dirty did a thing on Tim Holmseth. I didn't know that. You know, he's been publishing the one about me from the Dirty, and here they got one about him. Oh my goodness, isn't this fun? I wonder why Tim didn't mention this. Well, I think he found out he screwed up because he took it right back down again. Does anybody have a link over to that channel? Because I gotta go over there and check and see if it's still up. Because what they did is they've got it up on Google. And I didn't copy the link, but I have the entire, I got 1,500 pages of this scrap. And it's Pervert at T. Holmseth, written by Executioner. This user used to rig me over the coals, whoever Executioner was. And she went after Tim, too. Did the parents of T. Holmseth know what he's been doing? By Executioner on Radio Newsnet. Oh, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. Tim has no idea what he's done. Tune in to the Levi Page Show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. We discuss Jody Ayers, Casey Anthony, Chandra Levy. Watch. Huh. Sign this petition to stop people from running scans off of murdering him. Yeah, this is one of the papers he filed with the court. I remember that. For some reason I'll look at that later. Yep, that corrected it. Whoever Marie S. is. But just to be clarified, see, bad things happen to bad people. Yeah. Okay, I will. I wish I had seen this earlier. I saw this thing just before I went on the air. Yep, it's still up. Now, the only problem is I can't give out this link because it's got a lot of personal information on there. But, you know. But it's amazing the stuff that he put up. It's unbelievable. But this is all back. I was trying to keep out of this situation, and people kept dragging me back into it. Oh, I wish he hadn't cut that off. That's the original mugshot. Oh, there it is. Man, he needs to change the toner in his copier. Oh, God. Okay. Got another radio news article. Haley Cummings petition to stop Tim Holmseth scam. That's the Facebook petitions. Oh, somebody started one of those White House petitions. I forgot about that one. Stop people like Timothy Charles Holmseth from scamming / profiteering off Holmseth murdered children such as Haley Cummings. And yeah, well, it's public information, Tim. Child abuse references, radio news. Child support references, radio news. Report pedophiles Timothy and Marina Holmseth by radio. Radio news again, page 17506. Radio News Net, the one we just saw this one. But he's got radio stuff up here I've been searching for years. He just did me an enormous favor. Guy has no idea the damage he's done to himself. And he's got the he made the same exact petition against Rhonda. It's on the Task Force YouTube channel. Oh, he mentions Tim at least 50 times. I've lost count. He's got all kinds of stuff about Kim on here. He's got all the court documents. It shows her name, address, telephone number, all the bar complaints that were made against her. You know, he's got it all up here. It's unbelievable. And I thought he'd taken it off of the YouTube. He hasn't. So, and I just came across something where it's got William Straubs with Kim Picasio present. So yeah, I've come across more documents with Kim's name all over it. This is just okay. I think this is from the lawsuit. Kim Picasio uses a man named William Murtaugh as a private publisher, which is false. In 2013, William Murtaugh emailed me and tried to make me answer sex-based questions about my children, blank, blank, for a story he was doing. Now, it has been 30 hours now, and I have demanded that letter. And you would think that in this particular document he would have put it, but nope, it's not there. But this is okay, he's put up the fake chats again. And this is in something that had to do with his wife. And he even put up that he lost the case. Yeah, what a numbnuts. But in some documents he redacted, and others he didn't. He was very inconsistent in putting all this up. But this is all the Callahan thing that he did. Why he put up all these blank pages. God, this is a long thing he put up. Press a free version, but it's all. Now, the problem with Tim Holmseth with these documents is he's actually proven what everybody says about him. It's in the documents. People go through these documents thoroughly, they're going to see that Tim Holmseth is a bald-faced liar. And that he's lost virtually every one of these cases he's filed. He's proven his guilt. People are going to say, oh, yeah, he did this stuff and all this stuff and what have you. But, if they were to go through these documents and thoroughly read them, let's see, this is the initial complaint report by Kim. He's got that up here, full name, address, the whole 9 yards. He also went after Art Harris. He put up the full name and contact information for Astro. I thought that was funny because now that information's been confirmed. So I'm sure Astro's going to be happy to know that her name and address is now all over the internet. Yeah, this is all. I think this is excerpts from his book. And basically, this is like reading a script for a soap opera. But this was 13th July of 2009 that he put this up. And that's that complaint. Makes copies of paperwork you can't even read. Man, this must have been back when he had a poorer quality scanner. This stuff is not very well readable. But this was denied by the court. Went through all this filing this 20, 30 page document and they denied it. So he's just showing everybody he's losing case after case after case. Without merit, dismissed. Tina Church police reports. So he's got Tina Church's and amazing. This guy it's like he's confessing to every accusation we've ever made about him. And the thing that is amazing is he's gotten a hold of a lot of private emails. He put up a bunch of private emails that was generated by a pirate girl, and he identified her by who she is, where she lives, and put up all the emails. So she'd probably be really happy to hear that, because now I know who she is. Not that I care. But now her information's all over the internet. Oh, this is a junkie. This is stuff he could have published years ago. And it's basically the same as the book. But yeah, he turned Kim into the FBI. John Regan got turned into the FBI. In this report. God. Cobra. Sandman. This looks like everything from his book. It's almost duplicate. I think all he did is he just copied his book and sent it to the FBI. He could have sent him a free copy of the book. Said, here, read this. It's all about what I'm telling you. God almighty. Rebecca Thomas, whoever that is. Jeez, I'm going to be busy for a month. Photojournalist Art Harris and attorney Kim. Yeah, this is from the book. Every bit of it. He's basically gone and taken a bunch of stuff from the book and sent it to the FBI. God almighty. That's exactly what he did. He took excerpts from this book and sent it to the FBI. Grand Forks, North Dakota, FBI. Huh. Complaint against Tina Church. God almighty. Curry, Susan Curry, he's mentioned her in here. Of course, he's mentioned, oh, Levi, you got sent to the FBI. Levi Page is a rather young blogger with a internet radio show. He is aggressive and has a foul mouth. Page was unknown before the Haley Cummings disappearance. Page's production is not conducted in like a traditional radio program. It does not encourage balanced dialogue nor embrace healthy debate as modeled by most successful mainstream reporting. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. He doesn't like Levi Page. Oh, God. The PI Advocate scam. That's, I don't know. These later copies are hard to read because he used a rather poor quality copier, but if I squint, I can read it. My word. He's making some rather serious charges against Kim in this one. God almighty. And he's got a copy of the police report that Tina Church made against him about the harassing her and so on and so forth. Tim likes to harass women. Put up a photocopy of his book. Grand Forks County Affidavit Exhibit L. Department of Health and Human Services. Rhonda Callahan gets mentioned. Supplement. All Tina Church stuff. Yeah, I'm still looking through it, so I'll look over here. Yeah, that's what I'm reading, Alex. This is. You get towards the end, your eyes are going to go blurry because he did a shitty job. Photo, okay, you can't even read half these documents. The handwritten ones, you might as well give up on. These must be old ones where he didn't have a good copier and then he got a better one later on or something. I don't know. Okay, what's this one about? Tim Holmseth came into PD to make a complaint about being threatened. £5'9", 145 pounds. Damn it. Dude, you need to lose some weight. He made it against Levi. Disturbing the peace, harassing communications. Filed against Levi. That went nowhere. At approximately 10:30 hours, officer blah 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 blah. God, I can't even read this. Holmseth believes these harassing messages are being sent by Levi Page under false aliases. So he's blaming all the prank calls on Levi. And, you know, what's funny is he publishes all the calls that were made against me as if that's the greatest thing in the world. You know, double standard. You know. Request for information. Can't even read that. God. This guy's supposed to be an investigative reporter and he can't even make decent copies. Can't even read that one. Oh, these are WordPress. Inspector General, Personal and Fraud and Waste Abuse Complaint Registration. Yeah, he reported somebody. Deep State. This is where he was getting all those fake phone calls that he probably made to himself. It's funny how all these calls magically have come to a stop. So he's put up all the telephone numbers. A lot of this stuff he's already published. He's got the same goddamn phone I have. Exact same one. Funny as shit. I think I've got the newer model of the same phone. I'll have to go look at it. Got stuff on radio again. Jeez, I'm not even halfway through this. Oh, will you see this, Gripper? This is amazing. It's going to take you a week to read all this. But you'll see in here where it says right in here exactly when I got in trouble with radio. And the price I paid for at least trying to give Tim the benefit of the doubt and trying to get people like Op Shutdown off his back. And I was raked over the coals. And let's see, I'm paid $699. Says right here. Timothy called Mert Witness 1 a pedophile and said he was in a satanic call, yet Mert is now defending T. Holmseth. See, price I pay. World according to Mert, it is okay for TH to attempt to ruin careers or inner reputation. God forbid anybody that gives him a taste of his own medicine. No, it was not okay. I never condoned Tim Holmseth doing that. And at the time, I said, don't go trying to make Tim Holmseth lose his job. And I was attacked for it viciously. And Tim Holmseth uses the same material used against me because I defended him. I thought that was kind of interesting. But all this information I've been trying to find, and Tim Holmseth put it here for me. So thank you, Timmy. Because now it's out there for the world to see that I actually came to your defense. And this is why I'm in the situation I'm in now. Some of this he's published before, but a lot of it is new. And stuff that was on radios and other blogs that were taken down. So in a way, this is a benefit because now I've got all the ammunition I need. If there's ever legal action against Tim, I've got all this information. But I guarantee you, folks, it's going to take you a long time to go through this. It's a mountain of information. Because I'm going to have to ship this file off to Denver, I think. Let them deal with some of this. Okay, we got one. Well, we've got Mike, and then we've got John Regan and Kim Picasio in this document. Well, what's funny is Tim Holmseth and Randy are the ones that put this out there. Tim has just hung himself and Randy right along with him. Because people are going to pick through this and they're going to find all kinds of stuff in here. Tim is going to get crucified when some of this stuff comes out. He really, this is amazing. See, if I had known this earlier, I would have compiled some of this. But Jesus Christ. But I tell you, nobody was immune. I think he's gone after half the United States. God, I've been at this for almost an hour, and I'm just down to 781 pages. Well, it really doesn't matter, Dodger, because everybody that is not Donald Trump is linked to it. I mean, Donald Trump is the only one, and perhaps Field and Randy, that are not part of the deep state. The rest of us apparently are all part of this, whatever this deep state is. Some of this is out of his book. But about 60% of this so far, Kim's name is all over these documents. Why did he copy blank pages? But he transcribed calls. Jeez. Another. Yeah, he's transcribed all these phone calls. Kim's mentioned in that one. This is violation of the two-party rule. These calls aren't even supposed to be published. It's a violation of the law. Oh, brother. Knew you claimed you were a reporter. You weren't a reporter. You're just some pizza delivery driver in an apartment. Love it. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's all knowledge I was a reporter. Proof she had clients, plural. Yeah, I have a feeling this looks familiar. I think this is all from the book. Because a good portion of the book is full of transcribed phone calls. So, God, I'm only through 800 pages. Nope, that's Misty. Wrong M. Oh, God. Well, I got an honorable mention for all of this crap. So far, anyway. But the stuff on radio is priceless. Why do you get the radio news? She really racked him over the coals. And radio is no more. I wonder why, Timmy. Wonder why. Plug website by Nancy Grace. Yeah, well, what he did is he put up a picture of his phone and the audio of the phone calls, I believe. But YouTube made him take, that all got scrubbed. What they're doing here is they're replacing everything that YouTube forced them to take down. So. What? Yeah. Yeah, the way these documents are written, it looks like he photocopied all of his pages from his book. Because it's a relatively short book. I can't remember how many pages. I'd have to go get one of my copies, which I can't right now. Dominic Casey. That guy's a piece of... Guy's a work. Let's see. He wrote to the Office of the Attorney General on June 1st, 2009. filed a complaint against Kim. Put her So he sent another one of these long things to the state attorney's office. Reckless endangerment of a child. Reckless regard to human life. Boy, he really. Conflict of interest, unethical conduct. Sexual harassment, blackmail, threats of intimidation, other. All this was mailed to the state attorney's office. Another complaint to the East Forks against Tim Holmseth. Preliminary investigative report, July 13th, 2019, in reference Haley Cummings' disappearance, submitted to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And this was to the Grand Forks, North Dakota FBI. And it goes on and on and on. And on. And on and on and on. And on and on and on. And on. And on. Page after page after page. It's looking like a 25 to 30 page submission he made to the FBI. Yes, Gripper I am. And she is aware of these documents. Matter of fact, I got 600 pages that left to go. And yeah, this is, he sent the entire book to the FBI. And they must have gone nuts reading all this. Because it is. It's every single solitary page from this book. Because I remember reading all this stuff. July 13th to the agent in charge, Grand Forks, North Dakota FBI. Gives all the info. Boy, I can. Amazing. Requesting a formal FBI investigation. Complaint against teen at church, private investigator. Complaint background. Who is this to? It must be to the FBI. And he did it again. These people must get bleary-eyed. He sends these 20 to 30 page reports to the... I have no idea where the hell he's at. He's not in the state of Minnesota. Levi gets mentioned again. Kim gets mentioned again. Levi gets mentioned again. Yeah, what he does is he keeps sending the same material to all these government agencies. It's the exact same material. I think this time he made better copies. He makes duplicate, half of the, what you're going to find is a lot of stuff throughout this dump is duplicate files. He files the same thing over and over again, and he puts them in here over and over again. Okay, this I believe is from the book. Or no, I don't know. Levi Page is an internet radio something or other. Exhibit C, initial complaint. This is when teen at church complained to the East Grand Forks Police Department, gives out her personal telephone number, gives out her age, all kinds of stuff. Violation of privacy. This can be. Investigator from Indiana calls about Tim Holmseth, complaining that he is harassing her through several different means. Her complaints are civil in nature, and she is told to go after him civilly, which she did. So, another complaint report. Michael, whatever his name is, arresting officer. So that means on July 26, 2011, he got arrested. What the hell? Oh. Made a police report against Tina Church and Levi Page having to do with a threatening phone call. I can't even begin to. William Eugene Straub's affidavit. Again, none of this has gone to court. For some reason, he decided to attack Art Harris. Not a smart thing to do. Carbon copy: Mark Klass, Marlena Shivo, Glenn Beck, Greta Van Susteren, Gerardo Rivera, John Walsh, Dateline NBC, John Harrell, for DCF, Art Harris. Okay. Motion to disqualify prosecutor and appoint a special prosecutor. This is in regards to what? Must be one of his. The criminal case against Holmseth is a mirror image. Was brought against him in 2000. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that got thrown out. Yeah, he puts in all the stuff, and in the end, he loses. They didn't appoint a special prosecutor, so that was all for nothing. Yeah, I like how he puts all the stuff in, and then he winds up losing the case. I didn't know Chimmy was in the chat. What name is he using now? Because I haven't been paying attention to the blog because I'm going through all this stuff. Now that task force person or whatever it was, I blocked her yesterday. Hasn't bothered to come in yet as far as I know. Yeah, I'm going to look at Dodger stuff here when I close down the chat later. Okay, I'm up to page 1054 of 1560. Plaintiff demands trial by jury. This is the lawsuit against me and Kim that got thrown out. Never did find out who this Denise Gower is. He put up that stuff about, It's funny, he puts in a lawsuit that he lost. Put in defamatory stuff about me in this lawsuit. Exploiting the name of a child for financial gain. Yeah, you sold a book for $20 a pop. Boy, I remember this thing. This turned out to be... They threw that right out, yeah. Here we go, we're back to a bad and copier again. State of Minnesota versus Timothy Holmseth. This is... goes through all this hoobraka over a misdemeanor. It's amazing. And he'd already pled guilty to one of these, which is funny. And puts that, every single one of these cases he lost. Puts up a photograph of a blank piece of paper. I mean, that's gonna be... not understanding the reason for all these blank documents. September 24th. Oh, wow, more information. Very good. Timothy Holmseth grew up in the small town of Bryceland, Minnesota, near the Iowa border. His father and mother operated a local grocery store. This is his adoptive parents now. It was his understanding that his mother was an alcoholic and eventually died of alcoholism. That's his original mother. So that means his alcoholism that he had is genetic. He didn't know anything about his biological father. He never met his biological parents, but did eventually meet a biological sister. He described his adoptive parents in very positive terms. When asked to summarize his childhood, he noted that he was raised by good Christian people and felt that they had a close family. He denied ever being abused. He acknowledged that his school performance was not that great. He suspected he may have some degree of ADD, which contributed to some concentration difficulties. Interesting. He managed to graduate from Bryceland High School in 1986. He then attended some vocational classes. He said that after high school, his inherited alcoholic tendencies kicked in real fast. He explained, I became a alcohol chronic real fast and was in and out of jail. He estimated receiving between 5 and 6 DWIs, the last one occurring in January 1996. He thought he had been in and out of 6 to 7 different treatment centers before finally sobering up after the last DUI. He never married, but is in some relationships, and has fathered 3 children over the years. The first one was born while he was just getting out of high school. This daughter was put up for adoption, and he mentioned that she is now 30 years old and getting married. He said he ended up with the sole physical custody of his second daughter when she turned 5 years old, as the mother essentially abandoned her. He also has a 13-year-old son who lives with his mother in the Grand Forks area, and has said he and his son have a good relationship when it comes to raising this boy. He said he was sort of in a relationship with another woman at this point. So he's running around banging all these women and never getting married. Interesting. And he's talking about people with their marriage problems. Bit of a hypocrite. He eventually received an associate's degree in media communication and working at various small town newspapers. Work for the Greenbush Tribune, eventually worked his way up to a daily newspaper in the Breckenridge area where he was a Minnesota reporter. He mentioned getting a couple rewards. Yeah, we know about those. In 2009, he started his own independent journal business. Said his life changed when he was contacted by an attorney and a bounty hunter. So he lied about that. No, that's not why. Interesting. He's giving out a lot of um, information in these things. Hmm. Interesting. This paragraph is interesting. The Rorschach's test also addresses personality variables, but approaches such manners in an entirely different way, i.e., through projective technique. Yeah, we've always accused him of projections, and now we know what he's guilty of that one. Theories are far from conventional. This by a psychiatrist. So this was a test that was given, what they call a competency test, to see if he's competent to stand trial, and that's all it is. They don't go into. Basically, they wanted to make sure he was competent to stand trial. And of course, this is the one that Timothy bailed on, never bothered to show up. Another. Looks like he put the same thing back up again. I don't know why he did this. He puts the same hearing up against that he's already posted before. He's done this 3 times now with this one case. And he lost the case. Final judgment of injunction for protection against repeat violence. Later notice. what's funny is this part is redacted by the Florida court. The respondent shall not deface or destroy the petitioner's personal property, including but not limited to petitioner's motor vehicle. Respondent shall surrender concealed weapon permits or license to law enforcement. So he's not supposed to have any firearms. And this is he says he's receiving death threats if he comes to Florida, which is bullshit. He just is scared to come to Florida. He's a damn coward. Has not been in Florida in 35 years, so he has been in Florida. Okay, he's doing the same thing again in this rebuttal. Submitted the same crap to the Florida court, all of this stuff. Put up a picture that's been seen 100 times on the internet. But it's bad copy. Small amount of marijuana possession. Oh, really? I thought he cleaned himself up. This is in 2012. So, Mr. Holmseth is a pothead. So the landlord called on Mr. Holmes. Ooh, that's not good. I overheard dispatch reporting that the smell of marijuana was in the 320 building. I arrived and walked through the halls, but I narrowed it down to apartment 17. I knocked on the door, and it was answered by Timothy Charles Holmseth. I recognized him from another ongoing case. The smell became stronger when he opened the door, but he denied there being any marijuana in the apartment. He wouldn't open the door all the way, and absent of any other information, I warned him and left the building. So he was guilty. He didn't want to let the cop in the room, which is his legal right. So now we know that as of 2012, Timothy Charles Holmseth is allegedly a pothead. Thank you, Timmy. Yeah, Timmy is. Another police report by Tina Church. I think it's a duplicate of the same report. Yeah, he's reposting. This is the third time I've seen this document. He's just reposting the same set of documents. He could have pruned this down to about 800 pages so far, because I've got about 200 pages to go, and half of this are blank. Why is he photocopying blank pages? But it's all yeah, he's a big old pothead. Child protections. So now we know why he doesn't like CPS. Oh, this is interesting. And it shows in this affidavit that Tim Holmseth lied about being contacted by Cobra. He's the one that made the initial report, something about and making a forensic analysis of the way the girlfriend talked to the agents. And so he was coming across as some kind of. He's around 50. Because I can go back up, the birth date and year he was born is in there along with a lot of things that I didn't know. See, if his mother was an alcoholic, he may have suffered some damage. But finally I'm beginning to get but Timothy in this, he's engaged in blackmail. He's actually violated several federal statutes in here. I don't know why Kim never pressed charges. Proof of extortion, which, I've had the same thing happen to me from followers of Tim, so he's guilty of extortion. But, this is what Tim and his reactions to when I talk about stuff is to put up all the stuff created by radio and other people. September 9th, 2011. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. 52 would be about right. That might attest to his IQ as well. But it's got her personal address on here. Lot of Noah. I think he finally took that down. Hmm. Oh, let me... Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure why he would publish this. It makes him look really bad. This is from the mother of his son. I have been advised. Let's see. I have been advised from my attorney that I need to approach him about the gun our son has told. The gun slash our son has told me about it. And even said he pressed the button and it made a loud noise. We are attempting to do all we can with social services and the detective. However, I don't believe Tim will allow him in. I do not feel comfortable sending there, but I also do not want to be in contempt of court as we are about to get his visits limited to protect son's name. I don't even like having conversations with him, but I must, and I may bring up our exchange by email in which you stated he sleeps with a loaded rifle. I know this will upset him greatly. Please let me know your take on this. So, this again is Tim Holmseth is alleged to have been keeping a loaded gun in bed and that his son somehow was playing with it. That's pretty dangerous. And he publishes this on the internet. I mean, the guy's, he just set himself up. And it's everything here points to Timothy not being the best parent in the world with his own son. Not sure what he's trying to accomplish by publishing that, because he's making himself look really bad in some of these. He's published this before. I don't know why he published this again. But it again goes into his background, and it's possible that he had genetic damage done to his biological mother's alcoholism to the point where she died. Okay, this got sent to a state attorney in Daytona Beach. And this again is about Kim. Same accusations. Mentions Art Harris. Did the same thing again. This time it's Jeremiah. Suspicious timing. Seems to be he's just recopying stuff from his book over into these things that he sends to all these government officials. He just makes all these accusations over and over and over again. Photoshop expert. Yeah, we know you're a Photoshop expert. Why this is such a big deal, I don't know. Apparently, Art Harris took these pictures And then Tim Holmseth claims to have turned him over to a Photoshop expert. Claims that the image was doctored. And this is a letter sent to the Communications Manager, Department of Children and Families, Jacksonville, Florida. Independent investigative reporter sends all the information to them. On and on and on and on and on. Listen to the attached audio. Attached FBI Photoshop letter, Photoshop 1 through 7, Kim Picasio email, Gregory, blah 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 blah, Simmer / Picasio MP3, so on and so forth. Letter to the Putnam County Sheriff's Department, Mr. Hardy. Again mentions Kim Picasio, goes into a long dissertation. Hardy once again. Another letter to Sheriff Hardy. Yeah, Sheriff Hardy told me they got so many letters from Tim Holmseth, it's unbelievable. It's another letter. The motive of this fake search needs to be investigated as to why would want to keep it a secret. The actions of Captain PIS whatever needs to be investigated. So, guy that hasn't been to Florida in 35 years wants people investigated. Amazing. Mentioned Kim again. So on. Piece of paper there for the FBI, can't even make it out. Another FBI paper, can't make it out. Took the license plate of a Porsche, it looks like. Can't even make these out. He photocopies stuff and you can't even read it. DVCE equals divorce. So I have no idea. The chart makes no sense. Copyrights an email that doesn't even belong to him. Copyrights another email that doesn't belong to him. I think they call that plagiarism. This looks like stuff out of his book again. Very poorly made photocopies. Yeah, that's his adoptive father. Alright, we got Special Agent in Charge. Oh, again in Grand Forks. This was in July 6th of 2009. Enclosed you will find a CD and it contains photograph I obtained while working on a story about photoshopping done to pictures of a missing child. The thing Tim Holmseth never told us is that an original. I didn't know I blocked sharp. Is that on Facebook? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. What are we doing here? Because I guess my wrench isn't in here. Sharpest Attack Kofafi is still in here. I haven't done anything to the chat, so I haven't been paying attention to this chat either. Okay, he's summary of photos by number. Another letter to the Daytona Beach FBI. That's an hour's drive from here. I could always go up and talk to them. No, he sent this. Never mind. He sent this to Grand Forks. But the one in Daytona Beach, I could go up there and talk to them. Formal complaint against John Reagan. Huh. July 13th. More stuff. This looks like a duplicate. He's just sending the same thing to all these different authorities. That's from the book. Yeah, this is from the book. Exactly the way it appeared in the book. It looks like he basically just, this must have been his manuscript, and he just copied from the manuscript. Yeah. This is all from the book, every bit of it. Matter of fact, just about all these things in these pages are from the book. So this is nothing. You know, he promised all kinds of new stuff, and the only thing that new stuff he provided was stuff that sheds him in a bad light, that makes him guilty of everything we've accused him of. Yeah, this is this same stuff over and over again. Almost done. Meaningless stuff. Yeah, and our taxpayer money's paying for this crap. Yeah. So. Okay. Okay, I've gotten a response from Kim Picazio in regards to the release. She said, quote, "That has all been posted before. He served 90 days in jail for having Westall post that for him. At this point, his credibility is so shot it's not worth my time. He is living a life cowering and hiding in his own self-made jail. I'm living my life watching him hide from the law and having weirdos post shit on me on the internet for him. What a complete loser. He's got nothing else in his head but me. Still good. I hope he lives his lifetime in his own jail that he created by his own hand. And the fact that I'm still a topic of his Infatuation and obsession. Well, isn't that also his living torment? Let him live his life ruining and hiding, running and hiding, and obsessing like the psycho piece of shit that he is. Even the QAnon community hates him. He should look up his own name on Twitter, not his. He is a failure who obviously is obsessed with me because I'm wonderful, and unlike him, I am living a good life. So let him sit and spin in the fact that he is such a freak. He has to have his pathetic friend who pretends she is a judge and in the task force post, repost, repost, and repost. Everything in that same Google Drive everyone has seen 8 times and discarded. Everyone has already seen it. No one cares. No one believes his lies anymore. He is recycling the same material over and over, and he is in a room screaming for my attention. Hope that works out for him because I don't hear from him anymore. Neither does anyone else. Let him live that jail he made for himself. I am skipping down the road. That is Kim Pacazio, attorney at law, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that is that. And so she basically is saying that she doesn't give a flying fuck. So yeah, she's in the same situation. And I'm pretty well fed up because he's not going to stop. He doesn't respect the law. He doesn't respect people. And he's just going to keep recycling this crap over and over again. And so it's out there on the record, and so if they're lurking in here, But what's funny is I wasn't even going to talk about this tonight because it's just Kim isn't worth talking about. But that's on here, and if anybody wants to take, I guess Kim won't mind if you take and make a clip of what she said. That's fine with me. I'm not a very good narrator. I did the best job I could with it, but it's out there. It's on this video. People can put it up on their individual YouTube channels and so on and so forth. But that's a statement from Kim Pacazio about this matter. In a sense, she doesn't give a flying fuck what Tim does anymore. No, neither Tim nor Kim, or neither Bill nor Timmy has saved any kids. Matter of fact, it's more than likely they're not saving kids, they're facilitating the kidnapping of children. We have the Cynthia Absug case, and we have this case out of Kentucky that would indicate that in one way or another, at least Field is involved in child trafficking. So, no shame there. I'm not the one doing the trafficking. I would go talk to FAQ. I would go talk to Field McConnell and ask him why he's trafficking and the kidnapping of children. There's 2 women that are being charged with the kidnapping of their own children as a direct result of being associated with Field McConnell, Tim Holmseth, and possibly Chris Hallett and Kirk Pendergrass. So, But, I knew sooner or later one of these trolls would have to come in here. But, if I were you, FAQ, I would go over to the High Command site and download the files. It's Dean, a.k.a. Field, LOL. I'm not understanding. Mert did block Sharp. No one else did. When was Sharp blocked? I'm not understanding any of this. Oh, if it's that weird parody, yes, I did. Because uh, the posts were getting suspicious. As far as I'm concerned, you're a troll. Anything with a, if you have any part of Q, why are you in here to begin with? Dean Holmseth, or whoever that is. No, I'll leave it alone. I'm not going to block anybody. Shit, I only got 13 people in here. What the? No big deal. Dumpster diving Timmy. Yeah, that's the one that was. Uh, yeah, I did that last night though. He's not able to get back in here again. Well, all right, because he started posting stuff that was suspicious, and that's why I kicked him out. And the thing of it is I have to figure out how to unblock him now. So, uh, if we can figure this out, I'll unblock him tomorrow night. But I'm trying to move away from Holmseth because he really isn't worth talking about. It's the same crap over and over again. He's not offering anything that's even worth talking about. All I've gotten out of Tim Holmseth is he's given himself out information that he probably should have been a little. So I'm a little curious why Tim took down the document dump post off his Facebook, but of course there's a reason for that. He had to have Randy do it for him so he didn't get in trouble. And then it looks like she took it down because it's not in her either. We go down, 2 hours, we go down, let's see how far down Trump has given the range. Oh, here it is. Nope, 3 hours ago. So let me go in here. And what I'm going to do is, for the hell of it, okay, this should be, alright, I got to figure out how to unblock now. Because I wish people would let me know in advance when they're going to do this shit. It would help a lot. But that's the link where you can find all these files. And if you don't want to go to the channel, this is the link to the files. So if I remember to add it, I'll put it in the description. Because you guys can go and, because apparently, this is recycled stuff that's been out there for years. So, and it just sounds to me like Kim is fed up with the whole thing. So. Well, what you need to do is let me know in advance what you people are doing. It would help. I just wouldn't. I'm 69 years old, so I'm easily confused. Fuck you. Now I get it. I gotta love this place. And that's the advantage of having a Twitter account is you can come over to Twitter and say, hey, I'm going to put up a parody account, so let me know, and that way I don't block you. my wrench isn't in here tonight, so the wrench knows more about this than I do. He could get this whole thing straightened out. Oh, thanks for that. Oh, that's okay. Fuck you. I know. I just would like to know this in advance. God, it's funny now that I know how to pronounce it. So I can say fuck you and I'm referring to somebody. Weird. The internet is weird. Okay. You. Okay. Okay. All right. This here. Oh. This is a report by the East Grand Forks Police Department. On March 5th, 2010, the daughter claimed to the therapist that her father threatens her often. 8/14/2009, kids access loaded gun. Notes concern that kids have access to a loaded gun he reportedly sleeps with. 12/2/009, someone that Tim Holmseth was with apparently reported that Rachel Mirren has had inappropriate contact with men on the internet. So that's kind of an interesting thing there. But the nice thing about Tim Holmseth is he provided a lot of personal history, which I was surprised he would do. In this, but there's stuff like this all through the transcripts. And I'll be right back. I gotta go. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Well, that's something we really didn't need to hear, but well, hope you got enough toilet paper. If you use it, that is. Let's see. It's a good question. Oh, lovely. I really needed to hear that. Yeah, nothing like a little multitasking. Yeah, the advantage of having a portable phone, I guess. A portable whatever. Whew. But yeah, that was went from dark to light. Yeah, now moles don't like light, so they have to be forever under. What is? Oh, I never saw that window before. Let's see, manage webcam stream. Huh. I guess that's a way of going around. I can put the webcam up instead of using my stream. I'm looking at the studio here for YouTube. Yeah, I know. Still too much information. Okay, I've got that in the link section too. But yeah, Jesus, that is a big file. Damn, that's one way to do it. Just run it down. Well, you could poop in the toilet and then just rush over into the bathroom and do this. Find some soap, put it up the crack of your butt, and rinse away. So there's always that. I guess that's what they call ass crack fever. How the hell you get? $20 million penthouse. Jesus Christ. How can I afford that? Blop, blop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to wrap this up tonight. Because I've got because we're dropping down into the low numbers, and um, I was thinking about cutting this off at 11. Um, yeah, well, the reason he didn't show up court because he knew he was going to go to jail for um, he's guilty. He was going to go to jail uh, for the misdemeanor. Silly thing. It would have been only found guilty of a misdemeanor. He would have served 30 days in jail, and that would have been the end of it. But no, Timmy has to go run away. So, yeah, I got the hiccups. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's just not much going on. I've run out of things to talk about for now, and I'm gonna go watch a couple. I'm watching a couple things on Netflix. May watch a movie or two. Oh, sharp as a tack, a Feifei smells like shit. Oh well, you poop, you scoop. Um, anyway, so I'm going to head on into getting some air conditionings. I definitely will watch the Daniel video. I watch everything you do, and I'm going to put it up. I'll put it up on my 70-incher. That way he'll be really big and fat. He'll be outstanding, that sort of thing. Okay, everybody. Hope everybody has a nice day tomorrow. It's Hump a Dump Day. They're supposed to be bringing out all the paychecks to everybody that's qualified to get one, have yourself a good old time, even though you got to stay indoors or whatever, depending on where you live, and so on and so forth. So anyway, this is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1. Have a good one.